everyone, welcome to my interview today with Meghann Rader. I'm so excited to have you, Meghann.
Hi, Bonnie.
Could you just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
So I'm Meghann. I am an illustrator and surface designer from Vancouver Island, Canada. After I first started learning from you, I was just so excited about everything, and I was just taking as many courses as I could and learning as much as possible and sharing my work as much as possible. And eventually, a really lovely company called Bespoke Letterpress reached out to me, and they wanted me to do a line of holiday greeting cards and stationery. And that was my very first licensing opportunity, and it was sort of the key that opened the door for everything. And since then, I've had the opportunity to do my first children's book, which is a goal that I've had for a long time. I've done a line of homeware with a Canadian company called Canadian Tire, which is a huge store in Canada. And I've also had the opportunity to become an artist for a lovely agent, Jahan. And she's amazing. And so this year it all sort of came full circle, and Bespoke Letterpress contacted me again to say that Anthropology wanted to license the first project that we worked on.
Oh my goodness.
I actually have it right here.
Oh, please let us see it. Oh,
the line of soaps, all of the 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful.
Mistral soaps, so that was available this holiday season in
Oh my goodness.
It's all gold
oil press. Oh.
And also they had this line of hand creams.
Oh my goodness.
That was kind of like a full circle moment, a bucket list. So yeah, that's kind of
congratulations. That is incredible. Oh, Meghann, I've been such a long, I mean, I remember the very first, challenge that you won. I think it was many, many years ago. And I still remember the piece because I just saw it and I was like, this girl has what it takes. It's so beautiful. So can you take us back a little bit and tell us what you were doing, if anything, before illustration work?
Yes. So I went to art school in 2000. I graduated in 2006. I went to Emily Carr in Vancouver, and it was a lovely experience, but they didn't teach us anything about like what to do after, like making money or anything. So I graduated and I just was kind of lost and floundering, and I ended up working at an art store for several years. And then strangely enough, I ended up working for a contractor.
Yeah, okay.
I thought maybe I could do like woodworking, and that would be a way of being creative and make some money.
Yeah.
My dad is a cabinet maker, so it kind of made a little bit of sense. Anyways, they ended up firing me because I was not very good. And that was a pretty awful time for me. And I was just kind of like wallowing in my own misery, and I stumbled upon you were promoting your Creative Live course.
Yeah.
And I signed up. I had no idea what surface design was, and so I signed up and I learned Illustrator in like a month. Then I've never done it before. And just like obsessively, I didn't have children at this point, so I could like obsessively sit at the computer for like 12 hours a day.
Right.
And then just from there, I'd never heard of like, it seems strange now that like, of course, people need to make art to put on products, but it's not something I'd ever thought about before. And even now when I explain it to people, they're like, what do you do? Like, make art for products? And so it's kind of a bit of a random niche thing.
It is.
I just like, it was a way for me to be creative and make money. And I just love what you say about selling with no ceiling, because I did try and make a go on Etsy. I was making necklaces and things like that, and it was just like I was not going to be able to make a living off of that, just because like you say, I just can't keep up with it. So I just started taking as many courses as I could, and one of the things that I really like to tell people is even if you've like taken one course, like just keep learning from as many people as you can, because I feel like that's how I was able to develop my unique style, is sort of learning from a whole bunch of different people and like taking what I like from that and using it. And then you're not sort of like copying what the teacher is telling you.
Right. Yeah, I love that.
And so just also sharing my work was such a huge thing. And I mostly marketed on Instagram. And that's how all of my early licenses happened, was they found me on Instagram and Pinterest. And that's how my agent found me as well. So it just sharing your work and learning is just, that was the key for me. So.
I love that, because so many people really struggle with whether or not to share their work. And I used to feel that way too. Like you feel very protective of it and don't want to put it out too early and, mess things up. But I have always found showing your work is the only way to get discovered.
Yeah. And I've never had a problem with, I do hear they're concerned that it's going to prevent them from getting work. And I've never had with that, and I think it's
me neither. In fact, I've only ever heard of one instance where an artist had to just create something new. But other than that, and we can do that if that's the worst case scenario, and I've only ever heard of it once, show your work 100% of the time. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like if someone wants to license from you but they don't want to license something that you've shared, they'll just commission you to create a new piece. And it's like, that's
perfect.
No big deal.
No big deal. So you have children?
I do, yes. I have a daughter, Rory, and I think she is the same age as your daughter. She's 4. 5 in September.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very close.
Yes. I just had not just, my son is 15 months.
Oh yes, little baby.
The whole journey for me really started when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I think I almost needed that as like a push to like, I'm not doing this for myself anymore. Like there's other people here that I just want to like be a good example to them and show them that they can do anything.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So you might have just answered this, but what would you tell someone who might have been in a similar situation to you, like maybe just got fired from a job, or they're working at a job that isn't fully fulfilling, and they are interested but either scared or just don't know how to get started?
Yeah, I think if you're even thinking about it, then you've got to do it. Like you've got to invest in yourself, and you just have to let yourself follow your dreams. Like I think that feeling scared, but also a mix of scared and excitement, is the universe telling you that you've got to take the leap and do it, and you just won't regret it. Like the value, having paid a $32,000 student loan for art school, this course it's got way more information and more useful information than I ever learned in art school. Like I said, when I graduated art school, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know like what I was doing. And so if you're on the fence, like, why not? It's got everything.
I do hear that over and over again, how, and I think how liberating and how powerful it is to be able to do this instead of like, so I considered going back to art school. So I went to business school, graduated, fell in love with surface design and was filling out the application to go to art school and move my husband and me to another city. And something just hit me like, you know what, I'm going to try this on my own. And I made it's like my favorite decision that I've ever made. So it's possible. And I love hearing that, because I actually feel like not going to art school is probably what helped me make this course what you actually need, not all the things, it's what you actually need to become successful. So.
Yeah, I can't speak for every art school, but the school that I went to was just so conceptual. And I did go in with I had this dream of wanting to do children's books, and that was just squashed right out of me by the time I graduated. And it's almost like there's this way of they don't want you to make money because then you're selling out. And it's I just don't understand why
that's not sustainable. Why would you do that? So Meghann, do you have anything on the horizon? What's next for you? What are you excited about?
Well, I just had a line of greeting cards with a card company called Lagone come out recently. And so I'm excited about that. And then I'm working on I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but I'm working on a few more cards for them as well. I asked you a while ago in one of your live calls in the Flourish group, I said, what do you do when you've kind of achieved all your goals? And your response was to go back to the beginning and start learning again. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I have been really trying to research on ways to grow even further, because I do feel like I have reached all of my initial goals. In fact, the other day I found this piece of paper that I had written when I first took your course that had all of my goals on it, and almost all of them I had achieved.
That's incredible. How did that feel to just see check them off?
Yeah, it was awesome. So now I'm just trying to figure out ways to grow even further. I'm still working on some licensing. So I feel like I'm tearing up now. I try it on commercials with dogs and stuff. So I've been trying to really focus on building my email list, which was not something I was before. Thinking about ways of growing passive income. Just thinking about all those other ways. One of the reasons I love following you so much is just watching your business decisions. I just think you're an amazing business woman, and
thank you.
It's really inspiring to see what you're doing. And so I'm just sort of absorbing all of that from everyone and seeing sort of how I can implement that.
Good. I love that. It's very much like a stair step thing, and we always have people who are doing things that inspire us, and people who are right behind us and right ahead of us. And I love just kind of looking back and seeing the stair step of progression. And 4 or 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago, could either of us have imagined doing what we're doing today? Incredible the progress. Meghann, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We love you. We're rooting for you. We love your products. So thank you for being here.